One. We're here live on Twitch. Nobody has joined yet, so hello. Anybody who is watching this
join. How do
video on demand later.
How do I join?
The VOD. Don't you guys talk about VODs?
Ugh.
Isn't it? Wait, what's a VOD?
Video on demand.
It was never a thing.
I thought you were
A
saying
couple
like
people knew about it
vlog.
in like 1999.
Here's the most interesting
I was so
thing
confused.
about this. I have a camera on my face. I haven't looked at myself in a while, apparently. I need to shave.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
Oh,
It's-
me
I need a
neither.
haircut.
I'm so sorry.
This is a disaster.
I was trying to like see us, and then your voice was coming out of my phone. I'm sorry.
Oh, I
Hear
didn't-
me twice. Twice is nice. Let's just, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna pop off the intro song. I'm so sorry, Ken.
I know.
I wish you could hear it. Yeah, there we go. I should tell you to hit play. I'll put my headphones on the mic so you can hear.
It just has to pretend.
Hello, and welcome to another date night dice hang out with the gang.
What's happening?
I don't know. I've had a little
How do I get to
Too
our
much,
chat?
perhaps.
My channel.
Slippery. I'll try and catch up.
slippy whippy.
Yeah.
Well, we got invited out to
shots.
Witchcraft with the crew.
Yeah.
Everybody showed up. And so I was drawing dinosaurs for Ted.
That's true.
And
Nice.
You did good.
I was like, you know what? I was taking this dinosaur a little too seriously. So I drew a picture of Phil next to the dinosaur. And that really
I
topped
liked
it off.
it.
That I felt like that finally changed the tone enough where I
Oh,
was
there we
comfortable with
go.
what I had provided.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm focused. Hi.
Hey.
So I'm having South African wine. I've never had wine from South Africa.
What do you think?
It's like slightly flavored water. Like this
Can you
one at
grow
least.
grapes there very well?
This tastes
no
like
clue.
you know if someone like a green melon, if someone's like, yeah, I like juiced it. Like how you'd be like,
Ugh.
ugh,
Yeah,
not much.
just
not-"
like juice in water, a splash of juice in water.
That's what I
Ugh.
got. But I poured
Have
it,
fun.
so I'm like,
Yeah.
eh.
Oh well.
But so now I know, I guess. Not much going on here. But what are you guys drinking?
I just finished. Let's see. It was a
This is like
Voodoo Ranger Juicy Force Hazy Imperial IPA. 9.5.
holy shit. Maybe you shouldn't
Oops.
be drinking that.
That's why.
Oops.
I have a beer. It's the same thing every time.
Are you familiar with New Holland's Tangerine Space Machine, Ken?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was drinking. They have a peach space machine that was on tap at Witchcraft. It was pretty good.
Nice.
Was it the
I
sour?
was No, that sour was the most tart thing I think I've
The
ever
sour
tasted.
was like drinking a warhead.
That was
that
wild.
was so
That's
sour.
too much. Yeah.
That was intense.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like I can't focus.
Get it together.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I have nothing to share with you.
Get
so
it
feel
together,
free to
Foon.
So I'll
Bernard.
sit in silence.
remain unfocused.
We have two things to talk about. One,
we?
since the last time we had a get together, Emily has started being a workout fiend. And
Whoa, nice.
two, the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree
Elden Ring
expansion has
spoilers?
released.
And also,
So-
we got to see each other in person for the first time in a couple years.
Yeah, that was right. The whole gang was together.
Whole
So
gang
we've
was
got
kinda weird.
miles to cover.
That's true.
Get going.
right.
Let's
Start.
talk about getting together first. So we had a wedding for a friend, and hey, Board Play Joe is here. Hello, Joe.
Bored
Welcome to the
play,
party.
Joe.
Jode
And
to play? Jode to play?
Jode to
doesn't
play.
work.
so my
to
college
Joe.
roommate, friends with all of us, Chris Esco, was getting married. Congratulations, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a bit of a college reunion.
Very much so.
Stop to drink. What is happening right now?
It's out of control. I was super nervous because I was best friends with all these people, and then we don't live by each other.
Nervous.
Ben has not been best friends with them.
We haven't been talking, you know. I mean,
Yeah, that's
obviously, I
not
was
best
excited to
friends.
see Ken and Rob. We chat every day. There's all these other people that I was like, I feel like because of how close I was with some of these people, I feel like I owed them to be closer in our adult life.
Only you were worrying about that. No one else.
Nobody
Yeah.
else was. It was
Nobody
just me.
cares.
Yeah.
Nope.
So going into this event, I felt like I had this checklist of like things I needed to do, like apologies I needed
Yeah,
to make.
Ben was in a panic
Ooh.
attack. Yeah, it was fun.
That's no good.
I caught up with everybody I needed to catch up with by the end
You
of the
sound
night.
like you had to go to like a AA meeting where they're like, first you
Right.
need forgiveness from everyone.
Maybe
or
I'm no
whatever.
fun. Maybe that's my problem.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
you're
told you
just
that
a
while we were
wet
there.
blanket. Yeah.
But you guys were having fun at least.
I think I had too much fun.
No,
Well, you got
not even
Ben got
close.
spilled on at least once,
I
possibly
I
two
think
or
I
three
spilled on
times.
everyone about once. So
There were-
that
there were-
happened.
There's a lot of like just arm flailing on the dance floor. I think was the problem, and it would
Right.
you'd pivot a little bit, and your hand would blow
Well, they
up.
also had like glow stick lightsaber
Right,
kind
so
of
people were
things.
literally
like,
That's what
swinging those
happened.
around.
I think I got
Yeah.
lightsabered in the drink.
yeah,
And it went,
I think that happened a lot, but it
Mhm.
was good overall though. It was a nice wedding.
Oh, nicest
it was-
wedding I've ever been to,
Great seeing
and I-
everyone.
by a long shot.
yeah,
Just
right. It was
Been
really
to the
well
shittiest weddings
put
on Earth
together.
normally.
Yeah,
No.
everybody else's wedding sucked. Sorry.
The fact that you could go to this wedding weekend and then the hotel for the wedding was in a place where there was plenty to do.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And then on the wedding day, there was shuttle to and from.
Yeah.
Man, it was like you show up, park, and then you have a weekend of fun.
Yeah, it was
and
like a
then
weekend.
You got it, and then you get out of there.
Well, night one we
Yeah.
jumped in the pool. We went swimming, so that was fun too.
That was
We're
fun.
gonna play that cool. What was that? Super simple game.
The Plurpy one.
I wish I knew
Shout
what
'em
that
out.
game was actually called. But it's like
I'm gonna describe it at least.
if anybody's ever played Wavelength, it's like Wavelength except instead of
Easier.
Well, in what is it in Wavelength? They give a clue and you're trying to guess where the dial should be.
yeah.
In this game, everybody has a number, but on the spectrum. Let's say the spectrum is hot to cold. Everybody has a
Bad at
number, and then you
describing
give a clue for your card, and then we try to get all the cards in the right order. I love that game. That is my
That's super
go-to
fun.
now.
What is the name of that? I need to find it.
Board to Play Joe says it's called Ito Rainbow.
Ito Rainbow.
I do not have a physical copy of the actual
Need to
game.
work on that.
I use a weird
okay.
website.
Yeah, let's work on the name first.
Came up with 42nd Infantry Division, which is a formation of the National Guard. So
That's definitely
Ito
it.
dot Rainbow Landing. What?
Why?
No.
Why is it named that?
I think he sent me a virus. He spammed the chat with a virus,
Joe,
and I just looked it up
damn
and
it.
downloaded it.
Dang it, Joe.
You're
Ito
gonna have to
Rainbow.
download.
How do you spell Ito?
He's under the impression that
ITO.
there is a print coming to North America.
No, liar, virus.
How
Well,
would
it
he
was
know?
nice. We didn't need a printed version to play it, right?
Yeah, the thing is, you don't need. So we just had a deck of cards from some other game, 0 to 100.
We went to a game store, and Emily wouldn't let me buy anything, but we ended up with buying a game that had 0 to 60 or 1
I
to
don't
60.
even know what that game is.
It was some weird version of the mind that wasn't really
don't
the
even know.
mind.
Anyway, you
Well,
just need
yeah.
cards. You pass them out. You have a thing like hot to cold, and someone might be like a microwave, and you're like, well, that's pretty hot. And then someone else might be like the sun, and you're like, that's hotter
Well,
than
that's
a
definitely
microwave.
hotter
Yeah.
than a microwave.
And then someone says something dumb like a salad, and you're
And
like, well,
somebody
I don't
might
know
say
what to do.
boiling
Like,
water, and then you might say, well, is boiling water hotter than a microwave or less hot than a microwave?
I'm gonna
well,
say this right now.
microwaves activate water molecules, so
This right here is why you
Right.
don't play with engineers. Okay, engineers will take it to a level of we're not gonna have fun. Like that's their goal.
look, you say that,
How
and
can we
yet every
extract
time.
the fun out of
Do you
this.
know
yeah.
how many times?
Every time we play, we have fun.
Phil? How much I had to argue with Phil about shit the last time?
Look, the fact that Phil,
He
and
does
we were
make it
playing
fun.
Wavelength, and people were disagreeing with him on how flavorful provolone cheese is.
Yep.
And then
Here we go.
he went out and bought a high quality, I guess what you would call a sharp provolone.
You might even say flavorful.
Yeah. But he didn't say it was provolone. He said, "Hey guys, why don't you all try this cheese? I forgot it wasn't my snack day."
Seth, that's just Phil. Is what that.
That is.
I know it's
I
Phil.
love that. I love it.
And then he was like, "Pretty flavorful, isn't it?"
I love Phil. But the last time we played, was it hot to cold? Do we start with that every time, or what is that?
I don't know. That's always my example because it's a good
Um,
example.
Yeah, it's a good starting point.
I think it wasn't just hot to cold though. It was like what you want, what temperature you want your food, or you want.
It wasn't even food, but everybody was using food as examples.
As an
It was
example.
it was
Yeah.
things that
Yeah.
are better cold and things that are better hot.
There we go. So like ice cream, and then the one.
Stop using foods as examples.
Well, but that's what everyone was saying.
Saunas,
But then
hot tubs.
someone said like beer, and everything I said that I'm like
Someone, it was
said,
Phil.
But I said yogurt. Yogurt should be colder. Yogurt has to be cold, I feel like.
Okay, is it more important for yogurt to be cold or for beer to be cold?
Yogurt
They're
can
equal.
spoil.
In that sense.
But sometimes you put
Assuming we're
yogurt on hot
consuming them
dishes.
at that-
But I always drink beer cold.
But then I was like, okay, not yogurt. How about a slushy? And it was still like, I don't know. I love my beer a little
slushies
slushy.
have
and
to
like,
be cold
shit
because they
was
gotta
just-
stay icy.
Shit just kept forever going. Where I was like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to say? I just want to put my card between these two. Like
Beer,
it just got,
beer and yogurt's tough because sometimes you put yogurt, like
You're
It's
just
like
saying
playing-
what everyone said there, Ben.
You know how the premise of improv is always yes and?
Yes,
Sometimes
and,
when
yeah.
you play a board game with them, it's no and. It's no, and it's going to be this, or it's just a
okay.
little
Here
tough.
we go.
Here's what Janelle says: I often eat warm yogurt, but I don't leave yogurt out.
So I guess I was thinking more not
Sure.
how you eat it, but like it needs to be kept cold.
I'm just
Oh.
saying that yogurt is specifically
You know what-
strange example because
Well, but my main thing was I had a feeling my card had to be between two cards,
Mm-hmm.
and one above it was ice cream. It wasn't beer. Below,
ice cream's definitely better cold.
but it was something else below, and I was like, well, what is the thing I put in
But
between?
well,
And
now
so
what
that's
kind of
I didn't
scale
know.
are we talking on? Is everything temperature of everything relative to each other? Because ice cream actually, if it's too cold, is problematic because
And
it's
we're
hard
back
to get
the
on the spoon.
engineers.
Yeah, this is no and. Now it's
Yeah, yeah, that is true. Engineers are no and or no and. Let me tell you why you're wrong. That's what it always is.
That's
And you're
what I'm
like,
getting at.
God damn it! Like the whole time you're like, well, I don't know.
All right, let me pull one up.
Going
Everybody,
to school with nothing but that sort of.
here's what I want you to do. I
Like
want
for-
you to go to Google and type in random number between 1 and 99.
Yep.
Can everybody do that for me?
Yeah.
Everybody do
How
that.
do I get to Google? Okay. What 1 and 99?
Hold on, let me find a good
Okay, I got one.
Okay. Excuse me.
one. Hold on.
Just find one.
You know what it is? It's we are so back, and it is so over.
It is so over. All right, let's do that.
That's
No.
a bad one because it's so generic.
That is so.
It is.
Like, do it.
We are so back. Is that high?
Yeah, we're so back.
I
is
have
high.
no clue what to say for this one. Pick a
It
different
would
one.
be
We-
99.
And we are. It was so over.
It's so over.
It's so
Yeah.
over.
I don't even know.
So I've got.
Well, here, Ken needs to go first then, because I have
It's
no idea.
so over. We're
Wait,
so
is it
back.
so
Wait.
over low?
That's low, isn't it?
Yeah, we're so back is high.
We're so back. Like,
Yeah. Here. I'll keep it simple. We
Okay.
are 3 to 6 months behind on mortgage payments, with no relief in sight.
Oh
That should be
man.
Okay.
very
Oh,
easy.
all right, so that's pretty low. He's very much
Okay,
over.
it-
There's nothing
well-
about that we're so back.
It's so over.
Wait, what's the other one? We're so
back.
It's so
bad.
over, and we're so
We're
back.
so bad. Well, I'm gonna just essentially with the three of us, I can go with the same thing and go. We both just got bonuses and our
Okay.
You
All
know,
right, we're so back.
money was raised. Like
But now Ben has to guess.
Wait,
Ben?
Janelle put her number in the thing.
that's fine.
No,
it's no
don't do
good.
that.
You got to put your
But-
clue to make us guess your number. You need a new number.
Oh, Ben, what's
Joe?
your... You do yours.
Yeah, Ben, do yours, so we can try to.
It's so
There's-
over and we're so back. I would like to. Here's what I'm going to say. Mine is Justin Timberlake's career before he got his DUI recently.
He's right in the middle.
Oh,
He's in the
sure.
middle.
Oh, you think so?
You think he was like living high
I
life?
I think he's quite literally so back.
Ugh,
Oh,
I
you
don't
think
know.
with the
Relative to his
DUI he's
career.
back now? He was
No,
out
you
of the
said
limelight
Before.
You
said
think before he was back? I would say
before
he's
the
still middle.
DUI.
I think he was still stretching.
Now, current day, very over. It's
Yeah.
so
Oh
over.
yeah. Now he's done
But
so.
I mean, he's going to be fine, but not a good look.
he's gonna be fine.
After the DUI,
Poor guy.
it's so over.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're saying
But
before.
pre-DUI,
I have a feeling that you're trying to be right in the middle.
I don't know.
Yeah. So what do we think? So we think Ben is middle, Emily's high, and I'm low. I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
What's your numbers?
Oh, here we go. Seth says,
Wait.
I know I wrecked your bike last week, but hey, my mom has popsicles. Popsicles does
Ooh.
not outweigh a bike wreck, but it's not so bad.
Pretty darn good.
So
He's
I think
right
we're
in the
thinking
middle too.
we're thinking Ken, Seth, Ben, Emily,
Wait.
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
It's pretty much over, but I don't know. I'm thinking of when I was riding on bike home from my friend Kyle's house to my house on bikes. We were gonna go play Hercules on PlayStation, which comes on CDs, and we're riding bikes. He dropped the disc
Oh,
and
wait,
ran
Janelle
it
said
over with
one.
his bike wheel, and the CD snapped in half.
Oh, that's
Really?
And it
over.
was my game.
It's so over.
It's
That
so
was
over.
over.
That's
Janelle said,
but
"Read hers."
But
now.
you've got popsicles,
You
right?
have
So
you have it up.
what is that? Indicted?
indicted. I don't see the chat.
I can
How
only
do you
see.
spell
Yeah.
it?
Trump on the campaign trail.
I mean,
and
that should be over.
indicted or
Yeah,
indicted?
it appears to
Probably
be
indicted.
we're so back, based on.
He's been convicted, she says, but we're so
Yes.
bad.
I
We're
mean,
so bad.
I think he's still so back.
I
don't
think it's in his words. I think he
people
would
who
be.
don't-
He'd be
the
above and
people who
beyond.
Please
He's
do not
so
make
bad.
me admit
Care.
that that's true.
I don't want that to be true.
Totally true. He's got
Man,
34
stop
scarlet
it.
letters he can wear now to prove that
That's true.
I'm the whipping boy.
Okay.
Oh,
But we
okay.
think it's
Oh, that's like
what?
that's a 99. I think
Well,
he's
yeah.
so back.
He's top. So wait, we think it's Ken.
Ken
Seth,
is. Wait,
you-
what was
Seth.
Ken's? What was Ken's clue?
Ken was
We're
a
a couple
mortgage
months
behind on the
behind on
mortgage.
mortgage.
Oh
payments.
man,
With no
Weird.
relief
Ken-
in sight, I
think it's-
specified.
Ken, Seth,
It's
you,
so over.
me, Trump.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Everybody needs to say their numbers now.
So we'll go in order. I was 12. What were you,
Okay.
Seth?
Now we have to wait.
Yeah. Seth.
Dead
Right.
silence.
Seth was
What was your number?
64.
64.
Holy
Seth.
cow.
Which
Seth.
is slightly higher.
Wait.
Which is slightly higher than my Justin Timberlake number of 60.
I had the same number as Janelle, 89.
No way.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so what was your
I
your
like
clue?
it. So
Mine
Oh, you
Janelle,
was-
got raises.
We both got raises.
we
yeah.
both got raises, and
And
Janelle
Trump
is
got
Trump on the campaign
convicted
trail.
34 times. We
I don't know,
are
that was
so
a little
did it,
tricky. That
guys.
was a little tricky.
Guys, we did it.
Oh my gosh.
There, you
Seth,
don't
we
even
were
need
close.
cards
We
to
were
play
close.
that game.
And that's
just,
how you play.
Yeah, that is how
and
you play that
scene.
game.
Janelle
Yeah.
says Trump should super be a zero, but that's not how this game works.
Nope.
Would love it, but
Reality
I'm
is no
sorry,
longer
that
a
is not
factor.
how this works.
Wait, sorry, Ben. What was your number?
My number was 60.
Okay, so you were trying to go for the middle.
I was going for
Yeah.
the middle-ish. I thought, Justin Timberlake, he'd been on the, I would feel like he's on the higher end
Gradual.
of
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah, but have you heard his songs lately? Ugh, they're the worst.
Yeah, but he
you know.
hasn't really.
He's
very much.
I think
He
the
hadn't
thing is
done anything.
he hadn't done anything until
He hadn't done
recently.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
this
he
is
was
gonna
in-
ruin the world tour, or whatever he said.
Oh man, what was that? There's a picture of the. I guess I shouldn't feel bad, but I do. He's coming out of the police station with cuffs, and somebody just typed in what was the lyric? Something shackles, baby, I'm your slave, and he's like looking at a cop.
Well, don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, come on,
You're not in it.
come on. Anyway, that game
Let's
is
just play
great
that
for a
game all
group.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should we just keep doing this game? I guess if we
Every
get,
once in a while, we'll
bored,
play the
that's what
game
we
with
do.
chat.
Yeah, if anyone wants to join in.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about the royal wedding?
I hate. What if I just started naming off people?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I thought it was funny how you were nervous to see a lot of people, and I'm always, maybe it's me being tone deaf to a certain degree, but it's like I love that we have a great friend group who it could be 2 years and a day hasn't passed in terms of it
That is
takes
true.
30 seconds to goof around and get back on
True.
really good speaking terms and everything like that. So
That is true.
It totally was like, please do not waste any of this time trying to tell me what has happened in the past 10 years because we don't have time for that. Let's just get back to having fun.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I feel like I don't even know who the heck I talk to half the time.
Well,
But
I
the
wish there
people-
was way more time. I still
Yeah.
it felt like I didn't talk to anybody, and all we did was talk for 2 days.
But when we did, like you said, Ken, it wasn't like, what you been up to? It was more like, you
It's
guys see that
right,
TV
not
show last
stale.
week? Like it was,
Yeah.
we continued.
We've got a
so.
friend who had clearly had an injury on his hand, and you don't tiptoe around the fact of, oh, did something happen? It's like, what'd you do to your hand? Hey, ding dong, what's going on?
Ding dong.
And then
Yeah,
you
what
get
happened to your
the-
hand? Well, I flipped my car over and it rode on my hand and I almost died.
Right.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We also heard some insane
Cool,
stories.
anyway.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you want some of this cake?
Yeah. That is what I was like, should we get another drink?
Glad you're alive.
It was insane. It was good though.
Well, yeah,
it was
but
fun.
it's been so long to where you hear a story like that, and it's like, that's insane. What else is going on?
Yeah.
You just sort of.
That's what it was like.
Wow.
Like when people were telling stories, you're like, I'm sorry, when did this happen? They're like, I don't know, 5 years ago. And you're like, wow,
That was
so
like
you almost
10 years
died,
ago.
Though. You almost died at that point. I
Right.
had no idea.
Right.
You were fighting for your life at that point. But
Right.
okay, you're here now.
Glad you made it.
Yeah, that's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
That was good. What were the other things you said, Ben?
You have
Elden
turned
Ring.
into a machine, Em. I believe somebody saw you the other day
No.
and said, wow, you're ripped.
No,
Direct quote.
They actually did.
That actually did happen.
But
Nice.
no, I disagree. And then I get up and I'll no. No, I'm not ripped, but I have been working out.
Yeah, even when I was gone to Germany, you were working out.
That's tough.
Very impressive. Self-motivated.
I did not work out today though.
I
Sorry.
actually yesterday because
Yesterday,
I
I did the workout.
I didn't want to come up with anything. Emily and I don't always work out together, but sometimes we do. And I said, "Why don't you make the workout up?" And it was pretty dang hard, actually.
I mean, at one point, Ben had to stop because he cramped so bad.
Nice.
I actually
Good.
did cramp up. That was weird.
He didn't finish the sets. He didn't even finish the sets.
No
He went
surprise there.
and grabbed his stomach and ran out. Yeah,
That was like a weird radio show sound.
like they keep that on a button.
Right.
From-
Right.
Wow.
What am I looking for? My shoes.
No, we did do that, which I feel like I did some decent things. The lunge thing, I feel like screwed your legs. You hated
Well,
me
I
after
have
that.
for the first time since I was, I don't know, in my lower 20s. since I was like 21, I
Okay.
have switched to doing the heavy kettlebells for everything.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
insane.
And
are-
they're so heavy. They're
they're-
28 kilos, so that's like 63 pounds.
That's a no for me, dog.
Ugh.
So we were doing
It's just
kettlebell
painful.
snatch,
Yeah.
single arm kettlebell swings. The other day I did a double kettlebell squat clean. So like you have the two kettlebells, you swing them
Yeah.
between your legs, and then you catch them and then squat down with
Yeah, that's no.
with the big boys.
That's
Ugh.
essentially like
But Emily
hauling a body.
had this thing where we did deadlifts, kettlebell snatch, and box jumps.
Yeah, that was
And
kind of a
it
like
was
I
awful.
regretted my
Ugh,
decision.
yeah.
It was 5 rounds and you had to do 10 of each. And
That's brutal.
boy, those box jumps were
I don't want to
Typically-
do that. Yeah.
well, we decided and I was like, yeah, okay. And then once we started, I was like, fuck, I have 4 more rounds and I'm like 5 things like
Well,
that was not easy.
I was like, this isn't going to be too bad. And I was like, I'll grab the big kettlebells. And then I really regretted that, actually. I was having a really hard time with those.
Yeah, no, that's not my style, but yeah, I don't know. Been working out.
Nice.
We have to work out tomorrow, so don't drink too much, Ben.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Already done. Okay. For Elden Ring,
Okay.
you cannot do spoilers.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We're talking to you.
Yeah, you, Ben. You specifically.
You guys are talking to each other?
No, no,
Yes.
no. I like how there's a deer stuffed animal hanging off the like ledge behind you.
Oh,
Ben.
look at this. Seth
Looks
is
like
going
a
to
kid
build
in a
another plyo box so that we can have a second box for box jumps.
Well,
Nice.
Ben,
Excellent. We can have 2 teams racing each other.
There's
You
a
do
really
your box
good,
jump overs.
there's a really good single sheet 4x8 plywood instructional video out there. I don't know where it is, but it's a single 4x8. You make the whole box out of it.
You
Find
do
that
it?
stuff.
Right. I remember
Nice.
seeing
you
that.
don't-
I
If you don't have it already.
I remember being like, should I do this single sheet box?
Right.
And then I just bought the Rogue one, which you just have to
Whoa.
screw together.
the
Yeah.
Rogue One's a little.
You can get a
I
cheap
mean, it's
screw
fine,
together one
but-
on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I
you
think the
can.
Rogue one was 60 when I bought it.
It's not bad.
Not
Yeah,
too
that's
bad.
Not too bad
now.
considering it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's more now, but
Oh,
at the
well.
time,
Now
Yeah.
it's probably like $400 at this rate. But
Mm-hmm.
Ben,
nice.
Elden Ring, no spoilers.
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Like I feel like
And
I
Just
need a,
released.
a
with
mute
the boss
button.
fight against.
Like how do I
Blah,
need a
blah, blah.
mute
Oh
button?
my gosh, I
right
almost said
here.
it.
Yeah.
No.
Ben!
Dumbledore dies on page.
I had the same feeling about this DLC that I did about the royal wedding, because it has been 2 years
That's what we
since
called the
Elden
Wayne of
Ring
our
came out, and I didn't remember how to play. And I'm
Yeah.
not exaggerating. I didn't remember any of the buttons. I didn't
Yeah.
know how to summon my horse. I didn't
Yeah.
know how to drink a health
Wait, this
potion.
might just go to the bathroom.
I didn't know what to do.
But-
And I was like, when they announced this DLC, I was very excited. And now that it has finally come out, I was like, I don't remember how to play
I don't
this.
think I want to do this.
I don't think I want
I'm
to
not
do this
sure.
again.
I don't think I'm ready for it. That's for sure.
I vaguely remember that I liked Elden Ring a lot, but I don't remember how to play.
Yeah.
Well, it came out and we've played it, and I think we've played most of the DLC.
Most of it. Yeah.
But the two of us have probably played most of the DLC. What can, spoiler free, what is your overall review of the DLC?
I think if you like Elden Ring, you're going to like this just as much. If I have complaints about this, it's really nitpicky stuff. It surprisingly manages to capture that initial, you walk out into this new area and you have no clue what's going to happen. You are only vaguely familiar with the controls again. And you know that it's not a game that's gonna gently walk you into how to play again. Not that it's particularly brutal either, but just like Elden Ring base game, if you go the wrong direction out of the main doorway, you're gonna be in trouble, right? And the only way to find the right direction is to experiment and die and die and die. Otherwise, it's great. We'll get into leveling system. It's fine. I wish we'll get there, but no, it's great.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely. So I played Elden Ring. I beat it 3 times because the first time I played it, I just I didn't look stuff up really. I just grabbed stuff, and I ended up on some weird build because I got that curved greatsword that you get from the in the first jail. In the first ever jail,
the Bloodhound one.
The Bloodhound one. I loved
Yeah.
the Ash of War on that, where you teleport backwards, or you jump backwards and you teleport and attack. And I was like, "This is cool." I played like the whole game with that. And then you fight. There's Margit and then Morgott. Morgott drops his remembrance, gives you another curved greatsword. And I was like, this is cool. And so I did double curved greatswords.
Whoa.
And whatever. And then I was like, I never touched any spells that whole playthrough, not once.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'll play with some spells. So then I played a build where I was like, I'll be what's the sorcery? The sorcery's called like the
arcane versus
whatever. I did
like
a
crystal light or something.
Yeah, star or something.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, I did Ronnie's quest line and got these moonlight greatsword, which is intelligence-based damage. And then I just switched back to using greatswords again. And
being able to switch during that game makes it much more interesting. I don't want to play a whole run on a single build because it ticks you off when it happens, but you will eventually run into an enemy that you can't beat with your build one way or another, right?
Right.
I was telling you before this, I can't beat Melania with mine because mine's shield based and she ignores shield. I would have to totally relearn some other setup to beat her. And then switch back to the original one?
Well, here's the thing. I can't beat the end boss of the DLC because I suck.
Well, we're going to have to team up. We're going to have to get there.
But then he has more health.
Don't see any more.
Yeah, but I'm a champ. Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, that was a very long-winded way of me saying I played through the base game a bunch of times. But that first playthrough of like, I don't know how to play. I don't know what I'm going to find. I don't know what I'm doing. And this is scary and exciting and adventurous and like exhilarating. And then I played it a bunch more times because it's also a good, like it's fun to go through the castles with your new build and see if you can beat the bosses. It's also a fun game. But the first playthrough was like, this is a fun experience. I feel like the DLC does a good job, especially if you haven't played in a while, of making it made me feel like that again.
Yeah.
I don't know what's around the next corner. Even though I have a level 160 build,
it doesn't matter anymore.
Things will one-shot me. I'm scared to death. And I wasted half my health potions. And
just
now I'm
to get to the boss.
I'm at the boss door.
Okay?
And there is no checkpoint here. I have to beat this boss. And then you go through the boss door, and it's one where you can't summon. And it's like, okay, I guess this is just all on me. Here we go. I don't know. I definitely feel like I don't want to echo the words of like other things I saw, but I do agree with them in that like the central areas of the DLC are packed with stuff.
Wow,
crazy.
Like
Every corner you take leads to some new crazy big area somehow in some weird way. You go around a corner or through a cave or down a dungeon or whatever, and like suddenly you're up or you're down or you're in some other area. But then I do feel like some of those outside areas are really empty.
I
Like
think that was true of the base game, though. Like if you get
probably.
late game, talk about, I'll be very generic. Well, I guess we sort of spoiled some of it, but the city in the sky with the there's not a lot up there, but that's because it's a legacy dungeon, I suppose. So that's not fair. Um, the fire giant place. There's not a ton to do in that big, wide open snow
Yeah, true.
area. And that is the last area, and it just takes a long time to get through. It's just big. I'm trying to think of another one. But I mean, yeah, I
I
mean,
just think it's crazy.
I don't know.
It is crazy to me that to start the DLC, you have to beat Radon, which most people do.
Mo.
But then you have to beat Moog,
Yeah.
which is you the way
An
I always got
optional
there.
boss. That's incredibly hard.
Right, he's so tough. I really I like, if we don't talk about game mechanics for a second, I like that the DLC felt like a new adventure, and I really felt like I was adventuring. But then by
Yes.
the end, I had fallen back into my old habits. I remembered how to play. I knew what I was doing, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I want to go do this, do this, do this, do this. I was back in my Elden Ring mode, and I was having fun. And now at the very end, it's like, okay, there is this huge challenge I need to figure out how to overcome. I don't remember what else I was going to say.
I think you're just saying you like the game.
Yeah.
It's good. There's nothing to complain about, really. I think if you're not familiar with it, general discourse online has been, "Oh shucks, this is hard," which
that
has
was always
Yeah,
for
it
the
should be.
game.
always been the
Yeah.
discussion about Elden Ring or any of the Dark Souls games. I mean, any single one
Yeah.
of them is like, it falls somewhere near 99 rather than even 50, right, on the 1 to 99
From
scale.
easy to hard.
Right.
Let's play
It's
a game,
just
guys.
that hard. So I don't know. I think a lot of it has to deal with the complaints that are out there about gameplay. I think that are legitimate. Are the leveling systems weird now? Because you just have to find stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Oh.
it doesn't.
But
I mean,
I do find that the Scatutray fragments are typically not hidden in any way.
they're
Like,
there's a couple that
if
are
they're-
sort of secret, but
true,
not
but if you
really.
head in every fork in the road, let's say you get to a 3-way fork. If you explore each of the 3 directions, you will find more Scatutray fragments to level up.
So you need those to level up, and I suppose to defend it also, it's quite literally explore and you will level up, in addition to getting sort of the base leveling experience and that sort of thing. So it's not always. I don't know. I'm mixed on it because in the base game, I went and I farmed those sleeping dudes to gain like 30 levels probably.
By Moog's house?
And I don't want to do that. That's not a cool leveling mechanic.
Well, and I never found that I
cheesing it.
had to do that. Actually, the runes
bad,
you get in the
so I
base
had to.
game are huge, because I did a little bit of that. I did a little bit of that, like, let's kill the sleeping dudes over and over again to gain barely any levels. Well, I've gone in the DLC, which I have lost levels and levels worth of runes to dying.
Right.
I have also leveled up to 200.
Well, and I think maybe it's balanced better now because instead of having to grind, what happens is you find a boss, you just can't beat him. You have to go out and explore to get scattered tree fragments in order to level up. And then when you do finally beat the boss, they drop way more experience than they used to, I think. You're getting almost 2 levels of boss. So
Right.
it's
It's
sort
typically
of
like almost 2 levels of
Yeah.
boss. You're right.
every time you just barely beat a boss, and then you get that bump in level, and it's like, okay, I'm ready for the next area. So I think it's probably better, but I don't know if people like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like the legacy dungeons. I feel like they have a lot of. Maybe I've learned how to play, but they have a lot. Normally in a game, you're like, how do I get to the end? I go around this corner. As long as I beat this bad guy, I get to the next area. And these legacy dungeons are like, at every turn, look in all four directions.
Yeah, it
because
is. I think it's it's steering the ship back towards like original Dark Souls, which is everything will kill you in 2 shots. So you have to be hyper careful all the way through the boss.
Do you think there's a little bit too much of the like look around, because there's the bridge you can walk over, but there's also, see that break in the handrail? If you go over there and look down, there's a thing you can drop on. And if you drop onto it,
I mean, again, that was true of the base game, right? I didn't fight. What's that first castle you go to in the base game? With the lion guy behind
Godric's
it.
Castle.
No, not the legacy dungeon, but even just Fort something. And there's that lion in the back. I didn't find that lion till level 80, just because. Yeah, you have to jump over a ledge to get down there.
Because you got to drop down. You're right. There's like, oh, I beat it. Nope, you got to drop down.
Yeah, and I missed that. And but again, I think you and I were both new to Souls games.
True.
When Elden Ring came out. So maybe that's the norm. I don't know. It's a good game. No complaints.
I'm really happy to have a chance to come back to it. I've had a lot of fun.
It is nice. Yeah. I didn't think I would want to.
I didn't think I would want to either. Now I'm ready to just beat you-know-who.
Okay.
And it's never going to happen.
Stop before you say something.
All right. So if you've played the base game.
Oh, my God.
Actually, I like the...
There's no reason.
Stop.
I can't wait
we
until...
can talk about how the story is told instead of the story itself. The story is told a little bit better than this. It's a little clearer. It's a little easier to understand quest lines, because there aren't quest lines in this game. You have to sort of infer a lot of things and read between the lines to understand where you should find a person next. And it's better now. It's still not super great. Like, I got to the last boss having not completed a bunch of quest lines, because there's no reason to believe they exist unless you look them up.
Which I had to do, right? Well, and what's funny is like, so I don't think there's any way I would have figured out on my own to do the quest lines. But the biggest difference between the DLC and the base game is that when I went and did the NPC quests, they just straight up said what was happening. Like talking to, this doesn't spoil anything, talking to Saint Trina, she was like, this is what's happening.
Is too fat.
Yeah, and talking to Sir Alsbach or whatever, he was like, hey, this is what's happening with Moog.
Yeah.
And what I thought was really funny is right before you go to the final boss, if you talk to Alsbach, he's like, you can be like, hey, about that whole Moog thing. Because he was one of Moog's worshippers, like one of his soldiers. And you have to kill Moog to get into the DLC.
Yes.
So you want, the last thing you can talk to him about is like, hey, about that Moog thing, which is so funny. And he's like, you were the person who killed him, weren't you? And he's like, I don't know, I won't spoil it, but he's like, that was you, wasn't it?
I feel like you just did. I won't spoil it.
I somehow lost that guy. He very early
He's
on.
hard to find. He's lost in
I found him and then he goes away and I never found him again.
But in the in Mesmer's like tower of samples or whatever the heck it's called.
Storehouse.
He's in there. He's in the storehouse. You got to find him.
Okay,
in there.
I didn't find him.
He's like looking at stuff.
I found the lady, not him. That makes sense.
Feyre.
He's in there. Yeah.
From
Feyre.
yeah.
A Court of Thorns and
Court
Roses.
of Thorns. Should we talk about fantasy?
No.
Romantasy novels to now?
No. Why would we? What?
Emily, should Ken and I read A Court of Thorns and Roses?
Only if you want to complain with me about shit. If you hate Nesta, the answer is
I feel like I got to
yes.
read a lot of books to hate Nesta.
You
though.
do have to read a lot of books to hate Nesta. Boy, do I fucking
But
hate
should I?
Nesta.
That's what I'm asking. Should I?
I think that once you get past book 1, they are just kind of fun.
Get past book 1. Can I
Well-
skip it or do I have to read it?
No, you have to at least read the last. I feel like you have to read it. At least the last half.
Should I?
I don't. Just listen to it, so it's not so bad. Sorry, I was trying to find would you rather's,
But I've been listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl.
but when you're done, which you are almost done, if you're like, hey, I have nothing, you stick it on because I feel like the first book's slow for the first half, second half's more decent. But I feel like those books don't get fun until the second book and probably even like halfway through the second book.
Joe says, let's talk about fairy erotica. And he sounds rather excited. And I think
So
that
like
is
you
exciting.
last night.
That is exciting.
You're-
That sounds like a blast.
Okay, go for it. Talk about it. Is that it?
No, Joe also says, do you understand what Elden Ring is even about now? I have no idea what's going on in that game. Look, man, you got to interact
punk.
with the online community.
Ugh,
Because I don't have
no.
anything what's going on in
Sick.
that game either
Sick.
until I go and look stuff up, and now I do.
Does anyone want
The
to
DLC is weird because you
No one
are...
wants to talk to online.
I still don't
community.
quite understand the story of the main game.
It doesn't matter.
But I think I understand the DLC.
Are we back on Elden Ring?
Well,
Ben
we're just
knows.
answering a question from chat here.
But
But Joe also
Only
said he
said
wants to
from
talk about
chat.
fairy erotica. And so
Ooh.
I'm still
No,
wondering
ta-
if we should
dude,
read
the
A
last
Court of Thorns and
Nesta
Roses.
Shitty book. I hate Nesta. I'm sorry.
Well,
I hate
okay.
Nesta so much.
Let me ask you
She's
this.
such a bitch.
If that book was about a character that wasn't so...
It would still be kind of
off-putting.
shitty. That book is still not that great.
Okay.
But Nesta makes it worse.
All right. So I shouldn't start with that book.
It would make zero sense. That's like saying, for Wheel of Time, should I start on book 6? No. Like,
Book 6 is good,
no,
though.
like that doesn't. Of course, you have to start with 1 in a series. What are you talking about?
That's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, you were the one who was asking.
All right.
The ones in between are fun. Nesta's a bitch. The first one's a little boring.
Okay.
I'm signing
There it
off,
is.
and that's it.
Sounds a little boring.
How many books does that leave that are good?
Yeah, there's like
One.
no, there's like 2, maybe 3, 2. There's like 2 good ones, but I mean they're pretty long.
Okay. Here's what I would say. Well, okay, let me ask you this then.
I'm not saying they're the best books. I'm saying if you want to listen or read them or know what I'm ever talking about when it comes to like just goofy, shitty memes, then you would have to read them. That's all.
What have you, because you read books a lot. You're always reading books.
Thanks.
Have
Yeah,
there
I
been
do.
any other, let's see, single books, novels, or series of books that you would say are better? If you're going to spend your time reading,
Are you just asking what's a good book?
no, not necessarily,
that's
but
the question.
I
In a
think
very roundabout way. What is a book that
If you had a book you enjoyed opening, you enjoyed looking at the words.
I'm just saying, do you have any romantic series that you would recommend?
Let me double check.
Romanticises.
I don't know if it's considered that.
Romanticises?
Hold on. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I gotta double check that. Nope. Gotta double check the title.
Okay.
It's just me for a while.
Well,
Whoops.
while you look that up,
Yeah.
I know the last time we were on here, I was talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Okay, I found it.
Okay, what is it?
Sorry. There's only 2 books, but they're the ones that I liked. The Road of Bones
The Road of Bones.
by Demi Winters, and then
Okay.
there's a book 2 of that one. I think she's working on the
Bone
other
Road?
books. But
Welcome to the
those,
Bone Road?
Welcome to the Bone Road.
those I liked. Those were enjoyable, and compared to all the other books I read recently, those were the ones that I was like, I want to keep reading to actually find out what happens.
Can you
and
give us
shit.
a little like preview of the Bone Road of what happens?
Yeah. Debbie and the Bone Roads.
Essentially, it starts with this girl who I feel like I'm gonna give shit away. Something happens and she's trying to just get from point A to B, and she tries to hitch a ride secretly with this group of people that she shouldn't. They find out she's there, and they're kind of like, should we just kill her and get rid of her, or should we take her with us? And that's kind of what it is.
Oh,
Can I ask
like
you
that.
a question? And I really don't mean this in a bad way. I'm legitimately curious.
Careful.
Does it actually
much
become a
sex
road
in
of
there?
bone?
What does that mean, Ben?
The same thing that you said. Is it a bone road?
There are some spicy scenes in it. Not much, though, in that one. There's some. I mean, something insane.
Oh, look here. Joe says he heard Song of Achilles is good. I feel like that snuck up on. This is a callback to the most recent Gamecasters podcast where
Jesus, you were,
Ryan
like,
started
losing your
reading
mind.
Song of Achilles because he heard it was good, not realizing it was a love story between Achilles
Two gay
and
guys?
damn it, who's Achilles' lover? What the heck is his name?
Yeah, I can't think of
Pythagoras? I don't know.
Yeah, right. No, who do you meet in Achilles
remember,
and
but I know what you're talking about.
Patroclus?
Is that what it is?
Hector? No, it's Patroclus. Maybe.
Okay. Anyway, you're
Patroclus.
essentially saying it's two guys that fall in love, and he didn't know it, right?
So he got
Is that what you're trying to
Brokeback
say?
Mountain. He got
Yeah.
tricked
He
into
did.
a...
He got
Yeah.
Brokeback
Hey,
Mountain.
it's still a love story, baby.
Yeah, it's not about cowboys. In a way it is, but
It's always a little bit about cowboys. Okay.
All right.
Ben,
So we
I
got to
sent
read
you-
Bone Road, Ken.
It's not Bone Road. Will you stop it? It's the Road of
welcome
Bones.
to Tales from the Bone Road.
Tales
I
from the
liked that,
Bone. I
like
would
that.
tune into Tales from the
What was
Bone
that
Road.
game? Tales of the Strange Brigade. That's what I'm thinking.
The
of.
Strange
Tales
Brigade.
from the Bone Road.
Ben, I sent you the visual Would You Rathers on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to pull those in. Tales from the Bone Road is something I'm trying to like get to come in late night. It's fuzzy because I don't get that channel.
Okay, that sounds like you're trying to say something.
You never know.
Sounds like no, stop, please.
Tales from the Bone
You like
Road.
sometimes at night I kind of like to like.
I like
stop,
to travel
stop
the
talking.
Bone Road.
Okay, in the meantime, psychopath, while you look for the pictures, here's a good would you rather, okay? Would you rather have to use shrimp flavored toothpaste
Oh my
or
God.
use
Ride the
deodorant?
Bone Road every night? Okay,
You
sorry.
probably would. Use deodorant that smells like cheese. Shrimp toothpaste, cheese deodorant. Which one are we
Janelle
picking?
says there is a
use
real
both.
road of bones. Let's not forget this. They just
They're-
buried prisoners under the road they were building as they
Well,
died.
the
Makes
book is like
sense.
it's like a Vikings like era, so I'm sure it's probably based off of that.
Do you
kind
have
of
a
stuff.
physical copy of the Bone Road?
No, I do have a physical copy of The Road of Bones.
Can I read this book?
Yes.
Okay, I will start tonight.
No, you will not.
Yes, I
Bone
will.
Road. I gotta say, I am loving the Bone Road. I can't stop. I can't put it down. It's a page.
I'll
turner.
report back next time about the Road of Bones. She
Shrimp toothpaste,
Rode
cheese
my-
deodorant. No, Ben, you don't
Shrimp
get to now read
toothpaste?
it. Is that what you're picking?
Does the toothpaste still clean my teeth? Like, am I?
Yes.
Do I have a healthy mouth? But it
Yes.
just tastes like shrimp.
Yes, shrimp flavored.
Do you get
I-
do you get shrimp breath, like fish?
Well, I mean, yeah,
Fishy.
it's like it's flavored. If
so.
you would have
Going
minty
with cheese
toothpaste breath.
deodorant.
Cheese deodorant.
Um,
I think I'm always, but I was assuming that my shrimp breath is not as oppressive to other people as my cheesy armpits.
I suppose. Yeah.
Bored to Play Joe says cheese.
Does
So
shrimp
I
even
think
really
I just
smell
don't
like
want the
anything?
shrimp.
I
I feel like
feel
it'd just
like
be
I'm-
fishy, right?
Janelle also says cheese pits.
Yeah,
I
don't
also am gonna take, but
think Ben.
I,
feel
I
like
just don't
cannot
want that in my
stop.
mouth.
Yeah,
I don't want.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
but I think I'm willing to
I'll just
take
layer
on.
on the,
I'll suffer instead of smelling like
cologne.
cheese.
Yeah. I feel like I'd rather smell like cheese and shrimp.
But I don't feel
Yeah.
like I smell like shrimp after my shrimp toothpaste. I feel like I had to taste
I
shrimp.
feel like you.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I feel like we're
nobody else
deciding,
wants
smell.
to taste shrimp.
do I taste shrimp or do
You're
I
not
smell
gonna get
like
on
cheese?
the Bones Road with that.
So you think you might just want to taste shrimp
Do you think I'm getting
for,
on the
like,
bone road with
until
cheese
lunch?
deodorant?
Cheese
Yeah,
bits.
you're not getting on the bone road either way with the,
Yeah, I was gonna
these
say,
two
Ben,
options.
you're off the Bone Road. I'm sorry.
Look, I
You're
never
not
was
on it.
gonna get on
You're
the bone
never
road.
on it. You're not gonna get on it. Okay, kid.
Seth says the purpose of deodorant is to remove smell. Cheese
Sure,
literally
that's fair.
is pit smell.
Yeah, but I don't need
This
shrimp
is another.
breath.
This is another no and where we can
I agree
go
with
down
Seth.
an endless pit of like, yeah, but what kind of cheese is it, and what
Yeah.
month is it? Is
I-
the
Right?
cheese
Is it soy
I
acid?
agree with
Exactly.
Seth. If my teeth were getting cleaned, I will suffer the taste to avoid
It,
smelling
it
like
depends
cheese.
on the after. No, I feel like it'd be
Be
no.
more
I can't.
selfish because you're just
Okay.
cursing yourself.
Here's one. You have to die either way in this one. Okay.
Okay.
Here are your
Right.
I
choices
have
for
to
death.
die either way.
Here are your choices for
Yeah.
death. You can be stoned to death by pickles.
Or you can
Or-
take the bone.
Or you can
It
ride
actually
the bone
starts out
road.
with the stoning in that book. I'm going to tell you that right
The
now.
road.
It
Or-
starts out with a boning.
No, Ben. Or you can be submerged in mayo.
Okay, let me
until
ask you another
suffocate.
question.
I'm
Which
sorry.
can I
That-
find a
oh,
book that
that-
does start?
No,
is
Ben.
just a-
no.
j-
That's called porn. Just like what?
No, it's not.
Yes,
no,
it is.
because that is like a. I don't want to watch anything. I just want to read a book.
I'm sure there's a readable porn if you want. Like that's
You're
what you're
giving
asking
big-
for, though.
I subscribe to Playboy for the articles energy right now.
Exactly.
And I don't like
Is
it.
there like
because it's not in your
someone
character.
could
I
like
don't-
close caption the
Sorry.
like? Dear Lord.
I'm playing for the camera.
Okay. Wink, wink.
This isn't me.
You
I
don't
don't
get to
know.
I'm
read
sorry,
any of
it-
my books
drowning in
until
mayo,
you
it
finish
sounds like
Bones.
Bones.
Somehow
So
worse
yeah,
than water.
you can drown in mayo, or be stoned by pickles.
Stoned by pickles.
I'll drown in mayo. You're gonna die in mayo faster than you'd ever get killed by
Yeah,
pickles.
I think I'm gonna do the mayo just to be done.
Could you
You're
imagine
just
how
gonna be
scared?
gently-
It's scary
Like-
either way. Are you kidding me?
Could you imagine how scared you would be as you're submerging in
Submerged.
mayo with no hope for finding the
And
surface?
you think while pickles are being thrown at me, I'm having a good time? Like,
no, I'm not having a good time while getting beat by pickles. But you know what?
No, you would die from natural causes before you ever died from pickles being thrown at you. So you're just the rest of your life is pickles being thrown at you.
yeah,
That's
I don't
true.
need people being like angry at me. I'd rather be like,
can't
bye, and you just go
Throw
kind of in your
pickles
own
at
thing.
someone until they die.
I think you
It's
can.
not. It doesn't. They would starve to death before they ever died from the pickles.
I just don't want to be underneath
They're
mayo.
trying to eat them as you throw.
It's a fast plunge. Keep your eyes closed. You know what's? Let's get
And,
into
like,
it. You know
days
what's
of
crazy
pickles.
about mayo? If you inhaled, it like wouldn't go in. That's what freaks me out, right? Like if you inhale water, it's in. Like
Right.
you're just
Your lungs fill
You're
up.
saying more
In your
it's
lungs.
just gonna trap
You
so you don't
try
have
to
air.
It's
breathe
like a
in mayo,
vacuum.
Yeah.
and
You're like-
yeah, it's like you're in
You're
space.
doing
Yeah.
that thing. Yes, that's exactly why it's scary.
But I'm gonna assume I'm gonna like pass out and then suffocate,
well,
die,
that's the thing.
whatever.
Your brain would
Yeah.
pass. You
More than me sitting there being like,
ah.
and pickles are being thrown at me for like weeks.
Can I use the bathroom? Please stop.
And then-
they can't
That's
throw
your
pickles.
concern?
They'd have
A
to
pickle
shoot
hits you in
them
the
at
mouth.
you.
Like, okay.
The only food and
idiot,
water
we're
you
trying
have
to
are the
kill you.
pickles.
Are the
that go
pickles
in
that
your
are being
mouth.
thrown at you? How long could you survive off just pickles?
I just love like they're gonna be like, he has to use the bathroom, you guys.
But you just keep getting hit, so you just like have to go. While
Man,
it
a
would just
pickle
go
hits your
on
pickle.
forever. That would hurt like hell. You know how much that would hurt?
I don't
Like
need
Sting?
to exactly. I'm gonna mayo
Like
it on my
cold?
own. Oh my gosh.
It's hard, but it's not hard enough to like severely damage you.
Just stings.
Oh my gosh, Ben, do you have a visual? Would you rather?
I was like trying to
Not
figure out how
paying
to do this, but I like wasn't trying that hard. So
Well, we don't have to, but
no,
you're the
no,
one
no,
who
no, no. We're on this. Don't you worry.
I'm
All
not
right.
worried, but
I have to just sorry, I just have to readjust the screen here.
sorry, your screen
Hold on, hold
over
on.
there. Wait, you're like missing half of it.
I'm
There we go.
I got it. Hold
Okay,
on.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me just copy this image.
Ken will have to like look at the Twitch, I think.
No, I can try to share. Let me just put the link
Twitch.tv/date night dice.
into the chat here.
I can't see anybody's chat.
Every time I go to Twitch, I'm like, what is this?
Ken, the link is in the Discord.
Well, it's such a crazy. There's so many people on Twitch, and yet I don't know anything about it.
All right, Joe says number 2, even though they're not numbered. So
Wait, is he talking about this guy?
yeah.
You already on the visual?
I want this.
Can you click on the link I put in the Discord, Ken?
Hold on.
Just give him a second.
Now I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna think hard
I'm
about
also
this.
okay, but here's my thing. Wait,
All
I
right.
want Ken to see it first, and then I'm gonna say
Oh,
it.
it's would you rather?
Yeah.
Okay,
Is it?
but I sent it to us in the date night dice thing
Is
once.
that what it was?
But my favorite is the
it was a
comment.
different one. Yeah,
Comment
sorry.
is yellow is a man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes, and I right away want to be like, yes, I would go with yellow.
Look
I'm
at his
sorry.
top
yellow.
hat.
I want
Here's
to be
another one. Yellow guy. He is great in bed.
Yeah. The pink guy is like it's like nightmare. I'm
don't
sorry.
know. Like pink guy could be like.
No.
No, it's
Look at his
nobody
arms.
likes pink guy.
Yellow, because yellow at least you can like still do shit.
Did anybody
I
pick
love-
pink?
Let's look. Let's see when they voted. How do you see?
I love
do you
this
hide?
one. I think I'd rather be yellow, but in all likelihood, I'd probably relate more to the pink one.
Yeah.
So on the Instagram, 71% said yellow.
I think I
for the
gotta go.
poll.
I'm with you there.
Oh man, I hate
Yeah.
that if you scroll, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize yellow guy has a tiny top hat.
He
on
does
top.
have a tiny top hat. That's why he's in finance.
Didn't even. That is true. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay.
I think
What do we
okay.
got
This
for
one we
next
all
one?
agree yellow.
Yep, yellow.
Yeah.
It's him.
All right. So where do I find these?
They're in your Instagram messages.
Oh my gosh!
Under
Hold
the-
on. I have to
I-
switch.
I
I
mean,
want
I
to point out
didn't
this
know.
account because I love the name alone. It's Kissing Party
Yeah.
on Instagram. Just spell it out. No
Oh,
spaces.
here we go. All right, Ken. I'm
that's
going
fun.
to copy and
Oops,
paste
shit.
to
Okay.
you the. Look at the one you put in the. In the
This is the one that Emily sent the other day. Yeah. Who would you rather
Alright.
be?
Here
Which
we
one
go.
is
Who would
it?
you rather be? This
This
guy
is
or this
tough.
guy?
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
All right. Here we go. The guy on the right,
Hold on,
he's
I
got
need to
that
get to it.
brainiac brain, right? So maybe he's got some sort of like super mental powers.
Again, I love how people in the comments are like, this is why I would choose him. And they have a backstory for like everything. This, I'd choose the guy on the right because in some way his form suggests a struggle with inner turmoil. Like it goes on and on, but you're like, whoa, we are overthinking this situation.
The guy on the left looks like he's a politician.
They both do. That's what
But
makes it
the
uncomfortable.
guy on the right, the fact that
That's
he's like,
true.
I hate life, but guess what?
You're
Thumbs
right.
up, bitches.
This,
Okay.
I feel like
I'm
this
doing
to
okay.
me is
I'm doing okay.
But doesn't this feel like some sort of presidential race?
Oh, this is
Oh,
our current
100%.
presidential
Yeah,
race
this is
right
it.
here. And essentially,
I
who
don't
do you
know
pick?
which one's which, but I
This-
think that's what is perhaps maybe that's the
Yes.
lesson to be learned.
That's
we
the
don't like
sad fact right there.
either
We
of
don't
these,
know
yeah.
who's who, but I hate them both.
Yeah.
I like.
But you're
Okay.
also like, but one seems slightly less horrible, and that is the
Do you
current
like the
presidential race.
humanoid one?
I think the
one on the right, or do you want to be the dog one?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
No,
rather
the one on the left is not humanoid. That is a dog
think
with a
so?
human head.
God, that guy. I'm
the
sorry.
one on the right is still like.
You know what? The one on the right seems like he's like, this is unfortunate that I look and I am like this. The one on the left looks like he's happy about this, and he's like annoyed
right.
that you're not taking him for
I
a
agree.
walk or some shit.
He
I
looks like
agree.
he's annoyed that you didn't pick him. Because nobody's gonna pick him.
Yeah.
Also, what's up
I'm
with his
sorry.
tail? Why is it so small?
I'm taking what? How about his legs? You seeing those
There
little
were
sticks
sticks.
he's walking on?
That's how I draw a dog.
That is true. This is just Ben's artwork. Is what we're- I'm taking the guy on the right.
I think I gotta go with you.
Guy on the
Okay.
right. Yep.
Guy on the right. Do we have another?
Yeah, we have a couple. I sent you.
Okay.
The other ones are not these characters. They're just other would you rathers.
Oh, okay. All right. This is a good one. Would you
See,
rather?
What is it? Oh,
Would you
shit.
rather 150 split jumps? Oh, I didn't send it to Ken. I'm so sorry, Ken. One more.
I'm watching on Twitch. Sorry. Would you rather?
150 split jumps, 100 squat jumps, or 50 box jump overs?
I'm gonna take box
100
jumps.
squat jumps.
Really?
100 squat
Yeah.
jumps.
I'm gonna do. Oh fuck.
Split jumps aren't so bad though.
Really?
Split
But
jumps and box
No.
jump overs are both
150
much higher
pounds.
risk for injury.
Border Play Joe says he'll take the death mayo.
he's calling it quits. He's,
He's
like
just
back
trying to
at
be
the
it.
pickle.
Janelle says box
Yeah.
jumps.
I think.
It's just squat jumps.
I think I'm gonna do the box jumps.
Squat
You gotta
jumps.
do
Yeah,
them all
you're
in a
right.
row?
Squat. I guess it depends on the squat.
I don't think I can do any of these in a row.
Oh fuck. I think I'm
Well,
gonna do box
you
jumps.
just fall down then? You just get hurt?
Unless you stop for a second to take a breath.
No,
Well-
that's bogus.
Box jumps. I'm taking.
Tomorrow, let's see if we can do 100 squat jumps.
You can do 100 squat jumps.
Let's do 150
I
split
can.
jumps, then 100 squat jumps, then 50 box
And
jumps.
then say which was worse.
Which was worse.
Well, last whenever I did the workout, we did 50 box jumps, but it wasn't 50 in a row that time. We did 50 in a row when we
But the
did the
jump
300
overs,
workout
it's
thing.
the jump over that's hard.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'll
would-
take that over. No.
I'll do the squat jumps.
Okay.
No,
well, you know what? Okay.
I don't think
tomorrow you will do 100 squat jumps. I will do 50 box jump overs, and we'll see.
All right, it's settled.
We'll see how it goes. Fuck, I just
150.
sized up for-
I think split jumps aren't that much easier than squat jumps for them to be
Oh, I feel like they're harder and it's
50% more.
150.
That's
yeah.
I don't know
definitely
why
not the
that is.
case.
Squat jumps should be the 150. Split
Yeah.
jumps should be the 100.
I'll
I
do
don't know
the
about
jump
that,
overs.
but
No.
I will do that tomorrow and report back. It's gonna suck, but I'll
what
do
the
it.
heck is this one that you sent me?
What is it?
All right, let me copy this link.
Is it the video game?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was which would you rather play? And I don't even know. I wanted to know if you guys had played either of these.
Which would I rather play? Chicken. What is
Chicken
it called?
Blaster
Chicken Blaster
on Wii.
on the Wii.
Crazy
Or-
chicken.
Crazy
Oh,
Chicken
chicken-
Shooter. Edition.
Crazy Chicken Shooter Edition. Wanted
Remake.
remake.
Um.
But it's for PS5.
Oh.
I think I would rather play the
I want Chicken
PS5.
Blast.
What does that say? Chicken Blazer? Blaster.
Chicken
Blaster.
Blaster. That. Why is he
The
like
Wii?
getting a mugshot, but
he's
he's
already
getting
hurt?
shot at?
He's
Yeah.
got like a broken wing. Police
Why is
are
he
rough
allowed to wear
these
his bandolier in the
Crazy
mugshot?
Chicken Shooter Edition Wanted Remake.
That-
Looks better.
The
They're
thing
like you're doing
is,
a mugshot, but keep the bullets on.
I don't want to play any Wii game ever.
You have to pick one,
Yeah.
Ben.
The
Yes,
that's-
PS5 one. Yeah.
But the thing that, but I like if I was just going by cover art,
Yeah.
I'm going with Chicken Blaster.
Yeah, I'm doing Chicken Blaster.
But the fact that I don't want to hold a
The one on the
Wiimote
right,
in my
I don't know
hand
who
ever
did the
again,
art, but the one on the right's an idiot.
so I wanted I would rather play Crazy Chicken Shooter Edition Wanted
But
Remake.
also, what is wanted and I don't
It's
know.
both. I think it's 2 editions.
But it's still, the cover art is shit.
I love how there's 2 comments on this post.
Oh, what are they?
One of the comments is that
And
this or that, and then, oh, I wish, I wish.
man. Damn it! Somebody comment quick. And everyone knows is the greatest shooter of all time. Again, not saying which one.
There's about
Right.
50 hashtags on it though.
Are there?
Oh yeah, this or that, this or that
Yes.
game,
Ooh,
this or
look
that
at that.
challenge.
Memories,
Would you rather
classic.
pick one?
Man, I love
Wii
shit like
game,
this.
PS5 games, Crazy
Retro
Chicken,
Pixel,
chicken.
baby.
Hashtag chicken is one of them.
Please stop.
How about gamers of Instagram? I'm gonna click that, and we're gonna see
Ugh,
what pops up
let's
here.
not.
We just
Wait,
this is
do
definitely copyright infringement in one way or another. But
yeah, it's fine. Nobody cares. Wait, I do have other.
Oh, there's more.
Well, I have ones that people sent in before.
But
Hold on.
wait, there's more. Or are
Well,
these
wait.
just
Oh, wait.
questions?
This is a good one.
Seth did ask a question.
He
Good.
asked what we're excited for Gen Con.
We'll get to that.
Well, okay. Thanks for bringing that up right now. Would you rather be in a movie with Nicolas Cage, Ryan Reynolds, or Matt Damon? Okay, these are our top D list.
yeah, these
Guys.
are
That's an
the
excellent question.
If we had to be in a D list right now, someone said you
Could
get
do
to be in one.
with them.
Who would you
You
with them?
to work
You-
them. work
They are
with
the main
them.
character. You get to be the number 2. You are number
You're
2.
working
baby.
with them every day.
You're
in this
working with them.
movie.
Do you want to be with Nick Cage, Ryan Reynolds, or Matt Damon?
Board to Play Joe says Nick Cage.
I think Nick Cage. Ryan Reynolds, I bet would
How long?
be fun.
How long's the shoot?
Let's say 3
How
months.
long are we? 3 months. Is it 40 hours a week?
Sure.
Is it
Like,
union?
is this really?
I think you have to be.
Do I get
I think so,
insurance?
yeah. I don't know because I'm a big Ryan
Though,
Reynolds hater,
also,
but I think if you worked with him,
I bet he'd be
he's
fun.
probably okay
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're not getting ultra
Well, that's
high
a good
energy.
point. He's probably not problematic.
I bet he's the most
Whereas
fun
I
to
think-
work with, where the other ones are
Right.
a little like, "Bleh, bleh."
I think Nick Cage would probably be a dickhead by the end of it, and I don't know which way Matt Damon would go.
I think he goes with. I think.
You think by the end of it, Nick Cage would be a dickhead, or he'd be a dickhead?
I think
from
he would
day
already
one?
kind of have a complex.
Probably
like,
both.
Yeah.
You'd get all sorts of up and down with
Yeah.
Cage.
I
once
feel
you
like
get into
definitely
Cage.
I like
You just-
already.
Nick
Ken
Cage.
is with Cage because already it's Cage.
It's Cage.
Let's say okay, wait.
I think off the
let's
bat,
say-
Cage would be very
Hold
much
on.
like
Ben.
actor, but
pro.
also at the same time, he would be very
I do feel like he'd be more kind than Matt Damon for some reason.
I don't want to work
I
with
don't
Matt
think
Damon.
Matt Damon would ever be mean. He's probably boring,
I
but in
could
a
see
good
Nick
way.
Cage. I
Right?
could
Like
see
the
Nick Cage
coworker
being.
who
Okay,
you
wait.
can rely
I want
on,
both of you guys to say. Let's say each one of us has to go with one of them. Okay,
Oh,
there's
man.
3 of us, 3 of them. Who goes with who? Like
You-
we're all shooting movies the same time. Who
Emily goes with
who?
Ryan Reynolds, obviously.
God damn it. Man,
Ken goes with Matt Damon.
why do you get to go with Nick Cage?
Because I'm gonna learn from Nick how to be a better actor, and he's gonna
Sorry.
hate
The
teaching
fact
me.
that I said that and Ben was like, "Got it, I'm ready."
What
I'm like,
about me and Matt Damon together are the two most uninteresting. That would just
You
be
know,
us sitting in
if
chairs,
anything,
padding the art. It would be
I
all
picture-
day of no talking.
Great
I picture
Wall
Ken
2,
and
Matt
Ryan.
Damon and Ken Brooks.
I picture Ken and Ryan. Ben, it's you and Cage, and I feel like I'm stuck with Damon.
You're with
No.
damon
Yeah, that's my picture. I
He's
feel
a
like
pro.
I
You're with Ryan.
no.
Yeah.
I like you're acting like you're taking one for the team with Nick Cage.
Yeah, what are you?
What
you
the
keep,
fuck
yeah,
are you
that's
doing?
twice you
You're like, no, I got it,
volunteered to work
guys. I
with Nick
got
Cage.
it.
I would have picked Nick Cage right off the bat.
Okay.
I
That's
just feel like
evident.
it's
Wow.
weird. Like, I want to see what happens. What's he like?
But I
Strange.
can't. I don't want that to be my work scenario. right?
Yeah, because what if day one you're like, I don't like what I
I don't,
see, you know?
I don't want to be part of the cage experience for
And
6
he's
months.
like insane
And
for
now you're
Right.
trapped.
Where
Yeah.
I feel like Matt Damon isn't like too
I'm sure he's
serious.
fine.
I'm sure he's fine. Ryan Reynolds, he's fun but kind of good. It's his job. But
Yep.
Nick all of a sudden would be like, "No, this is me," and you're like, "Fuck!"
Right.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it's that
Yeah.
scenario. Depends on the movie, I guess.
Janelle says Matt Damon because he's happily married.
I still don't trust him.
Aren't
She's
they all
lying. That's her
happily
lying
married?
to
Yeah,
herself.
wait, aren't they?
She chooses
yeah,
Ryan
they all
Reynolds.
are, right? Wait, who?
The only one I don't know is married is Nick Cage.
But doesn't he have like a daughter or some shit?
I'm
Did I
sure
just
he's been
make that
married
up?
multiple times, would be
Probably.
my guess.
What's up?
Probably?
Speaking of daughters, we watched.
What?
We're just going to do a roll call real quick.
Who has them?
Who's got 'em?
Here.
We watched Inside Out 2, which that movie was
Ugh.
fine. That was
Did you see it,
not
Pretty
that
Ben?
good. We did. We just saw it the other day, and it was pretty good.
But like, I feel like people are raving about it, and I want to
No.
be like, no,
It's fine.
Fine.
It's better than most. It's a nice B plus, right? There's plenty of like. Would I rather watch
like-
that compared to Minions or Ice
Yeah.
Age 12 and a half, the triple
Yeah,
meltdown?
but like a normal, like original
I see what you're
Pixar
saying. Would you rather
movie?
watch that than Ice Age 12 and a half, the
Yeah,
ultimate
well, yeah.
meltdown?
Yeah.
Compared to like a new movie, like a new Toy Story, a new, you know what I mean, like a new actual. I just want to be like,
Well,
can we
there's so
not come
few
up with
movies
something
now.
that's not like
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach children a full-on lesson
Well,
about like.
I just feel like if
don't
you're going to
know.
have a movie about the inside of your mind being like Office, that's my favorite thing in the world. Like, of all the things that you can make a
should be
story about,
funny.
that's my favorite.
It's not funny,
The
and it should
body
be
being a
funny.
workplace. It's like, what's that Will Smith movie where he's like a white blood cell?
Oh my
Osmosis
god!
Jones.
As
Yeah.
Moses Jones. Like,
got
I
a
just
good
love
soundtrack.
things
Fun movie.
where your inside of your body is like a
knew it.
workplace. And
You're
so
a big,
I just have high
Miss Frizzle
expectation.
fan?
Yes, right. My
Yes.
favorite Magic School Bus is when they go into Archie or whatever the heck his name is.
Arnold.
Archer.
Archie's got diarrhea.
Arnold.
Let's get in there.
Arnold
Archer.
and his cousin always came, and then he was like, "Oh, Miss Frizzle," all the time. No, in high school, all the time, Brian and I would joke that there's like some old lunch lady who sits in your stomach and essentially just like pulls a lever for like shit to come
Yeah.
on the conveyor belt. Like it should be funny like that, where she's like smoking a cigarette and she's like, "Buckle up,
Oh,
bitches,"
yeah.
and like it's just like funny and
It
goofy.
it lacked. Well, I think it handled the topics that it tried to address pretty well. I think they
Yeah,
did
but I
anxiety
don't want to see
in a
those
way.
topics.
I understand that. I think it explained anxiety to a kid better than I could ever use words, right?
Yeah.
And
true.
visually anxiety works really well. That being said, there's very little that's like fun about this movie.
No,
It's just
that's
puberty sucks, and
Good luck.
we're
yeah.
we're all coming out the other end in a different shape.
I mean, half of it
basically.
is like, I guess we don't have fun anymore, and you're like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
man, totally.
I just wish it was like what you said, Ben. Plus, they go, but there is anxiety within that.
Right.
Like, why not
You
make it
absolutely
fun?
coulda-
But
yeah,
then
you
maybe
could've had
anxiety
the
is the
goof-
bad
I just
guy
want more
for
of the like fun factory of like, look at
Correct.
this. This is what's going on.
Everybody hang on. They pull a lever,
But
and you're like throwing up,
when
like
anx-
something
Well, and-
insane.
yeah,
When
That's
she's having
goofy.
like a panic attack though, and anxiety is like over
Glitching?
you're like,
Right.
But see-
It's like as an adult, I thought
can
it was like,
feel that.
wow, that's a really. I thought it was presented really well.
Yes.
It made me feel anxious watching it. I don't know if my kids really understand.
Not only do they not
what it
understand, I want to be
is,
like, I
but-
came here to not have anxiety. I
Yeah.
came here to enjoy myself. For
I think that's
once.
the thing. Is it fun to watch? Would you ever watch it again?
I get they're trying to teach some. No, I would
No.
never at home to
But
that.
I mean, I guess maybe it's just a timing thing. My kids are 8, 9, and 10. To have a tough topic wrapped in what was supposed to be a nice little present,
Yeah.
maybe it will work out in the long run in terms of like, sorry, a bit of a gotcha moment, but this is what you're moving towards.
I'm just
It's gonna
like,
be
I
tough.
don't know.
You
Yeah,
know?
I just was so disappointed.
Janelle says also agrees she would never watch it again. She also thought I was giving you Ryan Reynolds because he's happily married. No, I was giving you Ryan Reynolds so you could have a good time on set.
For me?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, thanks for thinking of me.
She she thought so that I wouldn't have someone who
Right.
they're all happily married, aren't they?
I'm sure there's other people on set. If you're gonna have to find somebody, it might as well be Ryan Reynolds.
If you're gonna
Go for the
cheat,
goal.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. I know
Just
Blake
make
Lively,
it
so
count.
I think we're good to go. Make it count.
Make it count.
I don't know. I just want to be like, why can it not? I don't know.
Yeah, but I think you could have, going back to what you were saying, Emily, there's plenty of opportunity inside this movie for them to have made it a little silly, right? There's a split second in the beginning where
Like-
none of her clothes fit anymore, right?
Yeah.
You cut to her cells like jackhammer, they're
Right,
just building
something.
faster,
Right.
Just a little visual joke to sort of
Like
like
how
Like
funny would
little
that be if we
things.
stepped out of the mind for a second? We see another part of the body, and they're like in
Well, you start
construction
to
mode.
see, like,
Yeah.
you see like the whole, I don't know, it's the brain, right?
Yeah.
It's got all these memories in it. So there are physical elements to it. You could very easily expand into like, there's a mitochondria's the powerhouse of the cell joke. That's a freebie. All the parents will
They
laugh
never do anything
of
now.
the inside of a cell splitting, right?
I think the disappointing thing is like you said, Ben, it should be fun. Both Inside Out.
I
is that
just
what it's
didn't
called?
see
Inside
Osmosis
Out?
Jones anywhere.
Both
I was really mad.
of those movies though have been like depressing. Both are like, I guess she's not happy anymore, and you're like,
Well, the first one is
It
like
does
about the loss
not.
of the innocence of childhood.
But you're
and
like,
this one
it
is
does-
about like having to deal with
but instead of
the
making it a
negative
bad or
emotions of
scary
growing up.
thing, I get they're trying to teach it's not, but I just want to be like, why can't we just make it a fun and goofy thing so that
Or
it's not scary?
have some sort of lesson, yeah. Would I
don't.
mild
I don't know.
spoilers, because I do think they missed the mark towards the very end. Mild
Yeah.
spoilers. So turn it off for
Turn it
2
off.
minutes. Her new emotions, which are anxiety and envy and boredom and all these things that sort of make her more prickly to deal with.
Yeah.
She goes apeshit out on the hockey rink and is a total butthole,
Yeah.
like this whole game. And there's no repercussions for that. There was
Yeah.
no sort of like she gets a
Right.
penalty, she goes in the penalty box, she has an anxiety attack. It's very vividly shown
Yeah.
in a lot of different ways. But there's never any sort of it's like, yeah, in reality you probably wouldn't have a come to Jesus moment where you apologize to everyone on ice because you're 13
And be like, we're good now. Yeah.
but it's a movie, so you do have the opportunity for her to come out and say, what I did was shitty. What I did sucked. I'm sorry. Right? And have anxiety and joy and sadness and all these, because really it's about mixed emotions at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can handle all of these simultaneously and grow from it. And she doesn't do that. And you don't find out if she's
Yeah.
punished for it, because you don't find out if she makes the team or not. And if she made the team, that means all of her selfish behavior on the ice
I guess
got her what
worked.
she wanted anyway. So
Yeah.
ending for me was like, I don't think that works in either direction.
I just don't.
But okay.
I do agree with what Janelle here says. She says it's absolutely should have been fun, and then says it could have been, and that's what's frustrating.
It could have been. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
They
because
could
it's not
have
that
done
it's
the
a bad
same
movie.
thing with
It
it
does a
being
great
fun.
job of trying to portray what it's trying to portray. It's
Yeah.
just not what I
I don't
wanted
need it
to go
be
to the
so
movies
serious.
for.
But also their
Right.
thing
That's the
for
thing. It
like-
doesn't have to be consistently so serious
Yes.
all the way through.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Because
Because
just
she
Right.
goes
wanna
out and she
see.
plays hockey. You don't really get to spend time with the emotions enjoying that. The
Yeah,
time you
that's
spend with
true.
the emotions is when it's bad.
It's always
typically.
bad. Yeah.
Right, there's like one joke about the sarcasm.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Anything
yeah,
we
Yeah,
with
that
say
was the-
across it, like that's
Yeah.
funny. That's
but,
a
like,
funny
that
play
was,
on
like,
words.
the one.
Yeah.
No, but oh shit, I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Like I want a whole
Fuck.
movie that's stuff like that. The sarcasm, right? Osmosis
It's
Jones.
got to be able to do both. If it's going to be a four
Yeah,
quadrant
that's
movie,
true.
it's got to
Why
have the
not have
heartfelt
it
stuff, and
all?
it's got to have the lesson. And it's not that hard to get humor into that movie. I just
It
think
would
they
be
didn't
so
do it.
easy.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
you've
but
got the
I think
cast is awesome.
they
Yeah.
portrayed anxiety really well.
Sure.
But they also did this thing of kind of being like, okay, well, how do I get over it? And it was like, I
Right.
guess you just
Sit in the penalty box.
let go. I don't like
That
what?
also is very true. You just don't.
You don't?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand. They were like, you can't determine what's for her, whatever
Exactly.
they said.
It's
And I just
not-
want to be like, is that supposed to be helpful? Being like, there isn't really, I don't,
I'm
at
not
this point, just
saying-
make it fun. What are we doing? Like,
Well, exactly. I'm not saying whose ever vision was executed on this movie was not done well. I think whatever they were trying
Yeah,
to
they
do,
delivered on what
they
were trying
delivered
to
on
do.
what they were trying to do. I
did
just
well,
didn't
but
necessarily
I
think
don't
that that's what
understand
I
why
wanted to
we're
go
making
see.
this for kids.
Yes.
Well, and for me. I
On a
don't
lighter
care.
note, I saw a really interesting YouTube video today about people who can do 3D printing in full color. And they printed
What the fuck?
joy and anxiety, and
Oh.
it was a 1-to-1 exact replica.
Wow, that's insane.
It was really
Oh.
cool.
How do you do in
And
color?
I don't know how it works, but it was 3D printed, and it was probably
you
like,
must tell in the computer
anxiety
which,
that was
like,
like 14 inches tall,
Chunk to use from
Oh.
for colors.
and it was
kind of thing?
perfect,
That's weird.
not painted.
That's cool.
Perfectly, it looked exactly like the one from the
Oh
movie.
man, give her your painting. You're out.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
You're out.
I'm out.
You're out, bitch.
For a few measly $100,000, you can not paint your
Exactly.
minis anymore.
Exactly.
Worth it.
I don't know. That movie I was a little disappointed about. But then I keep seeing reviews of people being like, I was bawling in the theaters. And I was like,
I mean, Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what
sorry.
it's you sort of leave it a little bit. It's like, well, if they were going to do Inside Out 3, what would be the point?
Oh God!
Right?
It
I
would
mean, I
again
guess-
be like she's getting married. It's like they can only do sad though.
Well, if
like
it's
why can we
Right.
not
okay,
do
so if it's
anything
the
that's
loss
fun?
of innocence, but moving into the complexity of
It'd be like the loss
older
of
emotions,
family. I'm going to
then it
college
was-
or something.
dealing with the new emotions of being a teen.
Well, growing up and moving out would be a good inflection point because
Yeah.
you would have, again, just like this movie, you'd have the opportunity to show plenty of lows, but there's wonderful prolonged highs in that period, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like they would skip over that, right? And then
Oh,
we
yeah.
would dwell on,
Yeah.
oh, I miss my mom and my dad, and oh, I can't believe I have to work and I have to
Exactly.
pay for
Instead
it. Right?
of-
It was
yes.
just, it's not focused on the big picture
Like
completely.
I think that is it. Why are we focusing on the negative instead of the positive?
Yeah.
That's what's bothering me.
I do think it's kind of fun that, like, for the kid, joy sort of like runs the show, and then as a teenager, anxiety starts to take over, and then when they show the
But
mom,
but
it's
then
always
make it
Right.
funny.
sadness is in charge, and for the dad, it's anger.
But like, but that's funny. So
That's
why
funny.
for the
Right.
kid is it just like it's this like, well, now Joy's getting kicked out because kids don't have fun. Like, is how they do it instead of just
Right.
being like, oh, this. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'm
Could have
sorry.
been done better.
How is it healthy or helping our kiddos?
Okay.
Excellent question.
On our
Janelle.
way to the royal wedding, aka a friend's wedding, we listened to when we drove from Ben's parents' house to the wedding. We had like 2-hour drive. We listened to the Bananas podcast, which I always make Ben
Great
listen to when
podcast,
we're
yeah.
born, when we're by ourselves. Woo, I was gonna say bored, and then yeah. Anyway, great podcast. They talk about funny news shit, and they always say send us like weird news crap to talk about. So I sent them the lady living in
In the
the
sign.
no way.
family fair sign, and they wrote back that they did it already. And then they said, and we think
What?
she should, we think they should let her stay, is what they said back. And then we heard it, and they did where they talked about it and stuff. But I just enjoyed them going, we say let her stay.
What was
their
funny
comment
was
back.
is we were listening
We
to
were
an
listening
episode of
to that
Bananas, and
one.
I said, "Oh my gosh, Emily," because they take listener submissions for news
I mean,
articles.
that's what most of it is.
And I was like, send them the lady in the sign. They immediately replied to her on Instagram and said, we already did that one.
Second.
And then later in the episode, we were listening to when she sent
They
that.
were like,
it
"Guess
was that
what?"
episode.
Yeah. We were like, shit, we
No
should
way.
just listen
Oh,
like
man.
20 more minutes.
It was that episode. And they were like, yeah. They were
Yeah,
like,
it was the same thing where they're like, let her stay. I feel like it's a good, but that was pretty good though. I just thought that
Seemed
was
like
so
anybody was
funny.
getting hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was though. It was like within 30 seconds they're like, let her stay. And that was,
that was really good.
Man, it's such a good podcast though. Also, I don't know.
Banana?
It's called Banana. So they usually just do news articles and then they just,
Okay.
it's two comedians. They just
I
talk
like
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They also we did one where they were doing like people wrote in and were asking about shit and someone was asking about like their closing words on on like a letter, like from Emily, or you like what you would say.
Okay.
What was their name? Like Mario? No, what was her name? Do you know? It was so funny. I don't remember what it was now. But all I'm saying is podcast is fantastic.
Okay.
Everybody should go listen to it. It's great. You don't
Okay.
have, it's not like you have to like listen in order or anything. And it
You're
was like,
talking about the guy who
it's-
wrote in and his name was Neo, and he was like, I
Neo.
hate that my name is Neo.
That's what it is. And they were like, you should end it with "it's a me," like they had like some horrible slang.
It's a
Shit.
Neo.
It's a Neo.
Yeah, it's a Neo.
My name's Neo.
Oh my gosh.
That is-
Anyway, it's
that
a
is an
great
unfortunate
podcast.
name.
Yeah.
Is
Woo.
he would be what, 24 because he was named in 2000
Yes,
when the
right.
Matrix came out?
Exactly.
Yeah,
After.
exactly. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
exactly.
It was great. But I'm so glad that someone else had also listened to that news article. Fucking lady. Man. So good. So good. All right, Ben, do you have any other would you rathers, or are we
I
done
don't.
so?
I think that's it. I
don't
think we
think I have
wrap
any
it
more
up
right
here.
now.
Thank you for
Nice.
tuning in, everybody. This has been
Yeah.
a very enjoyable experience. Love to hang out with everybody. Good excuse for us to just talk to Ken, actually. It was so nice for us to see each other. So I had to continue to
That's what it
talk
always is.
at
It
some
was,
frequency. And to answer Seth's question, we're very excited for Gen Con. I can't wait.
That's he has a question. That's your answer.
He was like, what are you most excited for Gen Con?
Going.
Going.
Yeah, I don't have. I don't know.
Just
Walking
going.
around.
I just want to go there, be there, and then
Yeah,
I
that's
just want
it.
to be at Gen Con.
I don't know.
That's right. All right. Actually, I probably have a better answer for that. But you know what? It's time to wrap up this live stream, and we will see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.